guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's look is, I don't really know, but you can kind of call it whatever you want. So I'm just doing this look to transition later on into date night. I'm going to smoke it up a little bit more before I leave the house later and be good to go. So if you like this look, then please keep watching. So to start out, we're going to do the usual. I can't not use this. It's the Paint Pot by MAC, and we're just going to prime our eyes and get them ready for some eyeshadow. You know what I mean? Because if you don't prime your eyes, your eyeshadow, it's not going to get its true color. It's not going to stay on all day. It's going to fade in some weird areas. So this just helps keep it on, creates a smooth canvas, cancels out any coloration. Okay, so this new brush, the E23, it's the Morphe Elite collection. I believe that they're not selling the silver ones anymore. I believe they switched to like a rose gold or something. New Elite 2 collection, which I can't wait to get my hands on. I already got one and I'm like obsessed. But anyways, this brush is my favorite right now because it is so fluffy and tapered and just big for just buffing that transition color all into your crease for like a nice, just like messy, not precise kind of application. But it just buffs out the color so nicely. So like, I call this my magic eraser because if you mess up, you get this big fluffy bad boy and go to town on blending out your transition shade. For those of you who don't know like a transition shade, so what you do is you apply your eye base primer. Then you apply like a bone colored shadow, and unless you're doing a smoky eye, then you would apply like a darker medium brown color all over, and that just like sets the eye primer to ensure that it stays on, one. And then your transition shade is the color that you see very lightly up at the top, like it's like the first color you kind of see as it gradually fades down into whatever eye look you're doing. Now today I'll be taking ColourPop, and this is in the shade On the Rocks, and I'm just going to apply this all over my lid because I kind of want it to be daytime, but it's going to transition into nighttime when I apply a black liner on later or something like that. So I'm just going to take this and just pack it all onto my lid. Now these ColourPop shadows apply best with a synthetic brush, which is a fake bristled brush. So I am just putting this all over my lid and calling it a day because I'm not an eyes person. I'd rather have like a flawless face than my eyes be on fleek. So I know that sounds crazy. I like doing other people's eyes, but not my own. I know that sounds weird. Like, I've yet to conquer a cut crease on myself. Like, I like doing other people, but when it comes to myself, I'm like, I'm scared. I don't know why. I should start practicing that. But so now I'm just going to take a warm darkish brown and kind of blend those two colors together. It's so weird. The camera's not picking up how it actually looks. Like, it looks really good in real life, but like on camera it looks kind of funny. I hate that. Like, it drives me nuts. I'm like, yay, I'm so proud of this eye look, and then I look on camera, I'm like, ew, that does not look so cute. So anyways, I'm just taking a longer tapered brush. This is going to ensure that the color gets right into your crease. See how when I push that in, it kind of just goes into my crease? That's where I want the color to go, so that's the kind of brush that I'll be using. Corrupt eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. This is like the blackest black shadow I've gotten my hands on. And I'm just going to take an angled brush and like press this into my lash line. Does anyone like hold their breath when they're doing eyeliner? Like, am I the only one? I'm always like, okay, Sarah, breathe. You can do this. Because I feel like if you mess up eyeliner, your whole look's messed up. Like, you're screwed. You gotta start over. I'll be doing clients and I'll be like, and I'll like really, it's so weird. That's just me. Another trick, if you do liquid liner, is to take black powder and just like go over the top of the edges, and it kind of smooths it out so it's not so harsh if you're addicted to liquid. That sounded funny. So I have already hydrated using my beauty oil. I created this beauty oil serum that I'm like addicted to, and I just love it. It's cured my skin, I love it. So anyways, I'm going to next be taking the Porefessional by Benefit. I mean, who doesn't love this stuff? If you want to fill in pores and create like the smoothest canvas possible, I mean, oh, obsessed. So I like to start from the nose and go out and then take all the excess and go up. Because I don't have Botox, and yeah, we need to fill in these. You know, every girl's got something. So once that's kind of in there, just bring the excess down the cheeks, because you don't want it all about here. You want it all focused in this area. What should I do? Studio Fix. Because I'm just obsessed. And I'm using NW20 because I'm pale as hell. After I glob all of it, I'm just going to do a little more, because like Makeupbysara127 says, just cake it on. Just let's cake it on. So I'm taking this Beauty Blender sponge. It is from my Ipsy bag. I don't even know the name. I'm such a dork, and I threw out the packaging, so I don't even know what it is. But it's not the greatest sponge, so don't worry about it. Stick to your Real Technique sponge. That's my go-to. Alright, yeah, we're going to layer this shit on. Alright, so I'm avoiding the eye socket area, and I'm going from here down, blending in my foundation. You do not want to miss your ears. The main thing that women do is they miss their ears. So like in photos, your ears are red and your face is flawless, and you're like, So just dab a little over your ears. It's not going to kill you, so just do that. And then I'm just going over it one more time. Now the MAC Studio Fix Plus, no, what is it called? Studio Fix Fluid is very like a natural, I guess, matte finish, I guess you'd say. Yeah, it's pretty freaking matte. Now, I mix this with my beauty oil sometimes for a dewier finish, but today I didn't because I want it to last all day and not just a quick 5 hours. So I'll be using Bye Bye Under Eye in medium neutral. And my sponge. And starting my concealer down low, because if you apply it so far up, it creases a lot more than normal. So keep it as low as you want to go. I'm going to slice down the sides of my nose. Make sure you get the inner part and just blend outward. Maybe I went with too light of a color, but oh well. Now just blend it in. I have not tried the Bye Bye Under Eye. You're missing out on life. It is so good. I feel like I was the first one to discover it, so I think I should get some credit because I found it in Ulta first and nobody even knew about it, so I think I should get some credit. I love It Cosmetics. I'm a big, big, big fan. Now, do you see that shine? Because I have deep wrinkle sets, but that'll go away once we put powder on it. But if you like that dewy look, then go for it. And if you want to conceal that line, you just apply a little bit of a darker color in the inner part and it will lift it forward. But I'm not going to do that today. So, another main thing is if you go back and forth, it helps it not to settle in fine lines with your sponge. Just another tip. You know, I'm full of them, so hit me. But anyways, patting this in, making sure it's all seamless as can possibly be. If you don't have texture on your face, you're not human, so everyone's got texture. So this concealer does a really good job of concealing that. But once we put that powder on, I feel like the texture comes right back. With my Dermablend powder that I'm obsessed with, it's my ride or die. I like the Laura Mercier, but this one I just love because it is stark white and it helps me look brighter. So go over it one more time and then apply your powder. Making crazy faces, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Has anyone else watched Patrick Star? I love his videos, they're so funny. When he takes that giant powder puff and just, he calls it beating the face, it's so funny. Love, love, love. Okay, so under eyes are bacon. I'm just gonna set a little bit on my chin because my T-zone gets, I wouldn't say oily, but it definitely gets a little glistening throughout the day. So I don't want that today. I just want it to stay where it is and not move. And my nose always like comes undone, so I'm just gonna bake that. Also, if you want to help lift your cheekbones a little, you can put a little here. Right from your lip line. Alright, we're ready to go. Like, this is it. Walk out the door like this and let's see what reactions we get. Okay, so now my trusted Hoola bronzer. I'll never let you go. And my new Morphe brush. This is the R10 brush. I've already used it like twice. I love it so much. I love this brush. It's amazing. So we're going to swirl that around and we're going to just kind of chisel these cheekbones. I think I put too much. This brush is like intense. Like if you like a harsh, crazy contour, this brush will be your best friend. So we're gonna do that. You know, I should use an oldie but a goodie. Luminoso, baby. Milani. Luminoso on my Morphe E4 brush, which I cannot live without thanks to Jaclyn Hill. Thank you for making me addicted to this brush. It's like the only blush brush I'll ever use for the rest of my life. It's amazing. So you just want to like fake smile. And it cups your cheeks a little and you just kind of go push it back. You don't want to bring your blush in this area because then you'll look, I call it the drunk flushed look, where you just look like a hot disaster. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. You can also add a little bit to your chin just to bring the color in the top. Let's take some medium tan first. By MAC. And another Holy Grail, M527 by Morphe. This brush is just great for just warming up the skin. So I'm just going to slightly take this and just warm up my pale ass. And then, favorite part. I did forget about you, jeez. Okay. I'll be spraying that again because I just love it so much. Fan brush. You want to go in a downward motion because this picks up the most product, which who doesn't want a lot of highlight? You're crazy if you don't. Swirl that on. Now try not to get it here. I'll fix that in a second, but keep it concentrated up here if you have textured skin. Textured meaning like pores or anything like that, bumps, because it will bring out imperfections. Remember, light brings out, dark brings in. Can't control that. A little dot on my nose, down my bridge. That's a little too much. Cupid's bow. You know the drill. Come on, ladies. If you watch YouTube videos, you know. A little on my chin, a little more on my cheekbone, because why not? Then I like to take my beauty blender. I've been doing this forever. Jaclyn Hill just caught on. I'm just kidding. Anyways, pat this on because I don't want it to be too intense. And it just kind of pushes it into the skin a little more. Because I don't want it to be like, aliens, you see me? Now, because you always got to buff it out. Taking my E17 by Morphe. Swirling my brush around. And going back underneath. So you always connect it to your top half, of course. And that's that. So let's apply some mascara. I'm going to try the Smashbox X-rated voluminator, whatever. I used to work for Smashbox. I loved their full exposure. So I'm just going to do a couple coats of this.